Welcome back to the D&D Talk Wrestling Weekly Rewind,
where we go through this past week's wrestling events, and we're going to go through a little bit of news, so stay tuned. We have an update on who's going to induct Lex Luger into the Hall of Fame. There's a new WWE Legends deal that is currently signed, and AEW star attempting an outrageous outside-of-the-ring feat, so stay tuned as we go over some of that stuff.
Strap in, it's going to be a long episode.
Strap in? Strap up.
Don't say it. Oh, it's going to be a long episode. There's a lot of stuff there's a lot of TV that went on this week.
Thought I was going there.
I thought you were going there.
Wasn't going to go there.
So we're going to start with Dynamite from last week. Dynamite opened with a mixed tornado tag match of Jon Moxley and Marina Shafir versus Swerve Strickland and Willow Nightingale. I think this was their first mixed tag match, but I'm probably wrong. But I have a feeling it was one of the, if not the first, like definitely not more than 5. It was good. Willow got the win with the Babe Bomb onto Marina Shafir. After the match, Moxley hit Willow with the Paradigm Shift. And then everyone's like, oh my god, she's hurt. So Swerve is like, I'm going to find you by the end of the night. Which obviously we know because they had a pay-per-view over the weekend. We know they have to do stuff like that because I feel like there's always something like that of like, I'm going to find you for what you did to whoever right before a pay-per-view.
It's like the superhero stuff.
Yeah.
It's like Batman.
We'll talk about him tomorrow.
I'm going to find you.
Next is Toni Storm versus Penelope Ford. Toni Storm won with the Storm Zero. Megan Bayne came out. The stuff that's been going on. Megan Bayne laid her out. But we know why, because the pay-per-view happened. And I feel like they're doing the wrestling thing of, you're not going to win, so we're going to put you over all the way up into the pay-per-view.
Yeah, and then it's typically whoever
gets been going over
beat up there right before the pay-per-view. That's usually when it's going over.
I feel like that stuff needs to change. Like, I don't know. Next, they didn't even have any names. Big Bill and Brian Keith squashed 2 local competitors. They didn't even get jobbers. They just got local competitors.
That's like a downgrade from a jobber.
I'd rather be a jobber than a local competitor.
Yeah, take the town and put Brawler at the end.
Yeah, really. After that was Will Ospreay and Kevin Knight versus Blake Christian and Lee Johnson. Knight picked up the win for his team with a springboard lariat. I don't think I said it last week. I think I forgot it in the news, but he is signed to All Elite now. He was going to have a contract with WWE, but he passed on to go to AEW. So we'll see how that works out for him. It could be good, it could be bad. Next was Brody King and Lance Archer. Brody King won with a running lariat. So maybe AEW is trying to do lariats instead of roll-ups. Springboard lariat, running lariat.
Are we going to have a lariat counter now?
We should have a lariat counter.
How about a Larry counter? Shout out CM Punk's dog.
Yeah, shout out CM Punk's dog. I mean, he shouted him out. We can.
Yeah, why not?
So the final match of Dynamite was Cope versus Claudio Castagnoli. Cope won with a low blow and a spear because the other Death Riders came out and then the ref was trying to do other stuff. So there was a whole big distraction. Swerve was in the back looking for Mox. Hangman came out. Hangman was like, I'm going to do whatever I can to make sure you don't win the title. Swerve was like, just let it go, man. Like, let me do whatever. And Paige is like, no, I'm not letting it go. You broke into my house. You were talking to my baby. Whatever. Hangman was like, well, you deserve it. No. Hangman was like, I'm not going to let you in because you break into my house. And Swerve was like, you burnt down my childhood home that I paid for. And Paige was like, well, you deserved it. And Swerve was like, I know I did. And they both just, like, they were, like, in each other's face. And, like, Hangman, like, dropped back and was like, what? He's like, I deserved it. I deserved my house being burnt down. And it was really weird just seeing, because, like, there was security there. And they just stopped and Hangman stopped and Hangman just walked away. And I was like, that's really weird.
That's odd.
But then the Death Rider showed up. They threw Swerve through a plate glass table, which sounds kind of weird because it was like sitting on its side. They drug him out to the ring. They brought the glass out to the ring. They put the glass down. They powerbombed him through the ring, or through the glass. They were leaving and he just got up and like almost did like an 80s Hogan thing of like, hey, I'm not down, but there's like glass on his back. He looked like Mox. There's like glass on his back, bleeding from his back and stuff. But that's how Dynamite ended. It ended really cool, the way he was just standing in the ring like that. But then after they got off the ring, there's been some outside stuff going on with Booker T and Swerve. And Swerve was like, fuck Booker T, and then just dropped the mic and left. Because then some stuff happened at NXT where they were like, fuck Swerve Strickland. I don't think anything's going to happen. Obviously nothing's going to happen.
No, because it's AEW and WWE. If it was TNA, that would be different.
Oh my god, that'd be different. Yeah.
That would be.
That ended Dynamite though, so we can go on to SmackDown from last week.
Alright, let's just dive right into SmackDown, shall we? So SmackDown starts off with a Punk promo, hyping up Chicago. That crowd was on fire.
As soon as they started the video, I was like, "Oh, Punk's coming out! Punk's coming out."
I'm not going to go into too much of what he said. Just hyping up where he is, saying he wasn't supposed to be here from the very beginning. That his umbilical cord was wrapped out of his neck. I never knew that. He wasn't even supposed to be born. He wasn't even supposed to be here, be in the WWE, be a champion, be anything. He goes into thanking his wife. He thanked Larry. Shout out Larry. Shout out AJ. And basically the whole city of Chicago, and promises to whip both Seth and Roman's asses at Mania. Paul Heyman ends up coming out, congratulating him. They talked for a little bit, but eventually Paul decided to ask what the favor was. And Punk just initially said that, hey, I'm
going to let you know when the tribal chief, when I let the tribal chief know.
It's something I want to say to Roman's face, so he was going to wait until Roman shows up. And that's where that segment ends. Next match, we go into a debut this week. The debut of Rey Fenix.
That was a good one.
He was going against Nathan Frazier.
I still don't understand why. I guess because they have the same, technical ability.
Why Frazier, and I'm not just saying this because he was trained by Seth Rollins.
Right.
But Frazier is one of the best
in-ring
guys.
But it's just weird to... You obviously know he wasn't going to win the match. So why have an NXT tag team champ lose a match?
I don't know. You had Axiom fight Gunther when they were over.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
But that was more for Axiom showing up in his home country.
And I mean, Rey Fenix is going against one half of the NXT tag team champions. He's not a slouch. He's a champion.
Right.
Besides the one little botch.
Yeah.
And all the botch was Frazier's foot hitting the rope.
I feel like that's happening a lot more with a lot of people.
I think so, too.
Jay a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it later, but it happened last night on NXT.
But, other than that one little slip up,
it was an
and Phoenix did a great job of getting into position to catch him too. After that match was amazing.
That was an amazing match.
That was absolutely fantastic. Yeah. Phoenix ends up getting the win with the Mexican Muscle Buster.
That was cool.
That is a innovative move name. Everything about it. I've seen some of Phoenix's stuff, but I didn't realize how good he is at balancing himself.
He's one of those ones that can run on the ropes and just kick you while he's on the ropes.
I remember when Penta first got signed, he said in an interview that for as good as he is, his brother is better than him.
I think his brother's younger. I think Penta's younger. I mean, I think Phoenix is
younger. Yeah. But he said that Phoenix is a better wrestler than him.
He's got more of the... I mean, they both have the luchador style, but I feel like Phoenix has got a little bit more of it, just with the diving and the running on the ropes and all that.
Oh, yeah. That was one of my favorite matches in the past couple weeks, if I can remember. So next we will go to LA Knight versus Tama Tonga with Solo in his corner. Knight ends up getting the win via the BFT. I said via right, too, this time.
You said via the last time, right?
That wasn't a short. That was terrible.
Oh, yeah.
Moving on, we had... Well, I'm sure we're going to talk about this for a second.
Oh, God.
The Charlotte Flair and Tiffany Stratton promo. What do you think about that?
I don't know why a 10-year plus veteran, I guess we can call her, is letting the crowd get to her like that.
Yeah, I don't...
Somebody put on Twitter it had to be within the last year. It was right after the Rumble. Somebody put online a comparison of Logan Paul dealing with the crowd right after the Rumble when him and CM Punk were in the ring to where Charlotte couldn't even get out what she wanted to get out from the crowd bothering her so much.
Yeah, but what about a green Dominic Mysterio dealing with the crowd too?
Right.
He did a great job.
He does a phenomenal job because he just says whatever in Spanish.
Well, now he's better at it, but just think about it in the beginning.
I don't understand why she's letting it get to her like that.
I know there was reports that they were both off script, especially Tiffany's ending.
So there was some part, the thing that I read, there was some part where as soon as Charlotte went off script, it sounded weird because Tiffany was still going with the script.
Yeah.
And that's why,
I read that from multiple places.
Her responses weren't to what Charlotte was saying.
So, as Tiffany was saying things, what Charlotte was saying back didn't make sense because it wasn't necessarily what they had planned that they were talking about. And then it really went off the rails towards the end. When
You're gonna be
Tiffany,
0-3 in life?
yeah, when she said you're going to be alone just like you are in real life. And what's that record? 0-3.
Good God.
And I did read that Tiffany, once she said that, she rolled out of the ring so she wouldn't further escalate things.
That's why she.
So it's kind of just shut it down.
Like, who's gonna? As soon as you roll out of the ring, she was like, "That's why Kydra's in my DMs." That's not gonna make. That's gonna make anybody else get back into the ring.
That was like a 10-year-old comeback.
Yeah.
And I sent you the meme that I saw the other day. It was like, Kaiser's the first man in history where every man and woman in the world do not believe that he is cheating on Tiffany with Charlotte.
I was never into the match, but watching, like, I'm going to be a big Tiffany Stratton fan. I mean, it's more of...
What time is it?
Oh, my God.
What time is it?
It's 11:25.
No, it's Tiffy time. That's what time it is.
It's more of because I don't get the Charlotte. Like, she's using her name too much.
She is. She's really falling into the Nepo baby thing.
Yeah.
And, like bragging about it to where it's like, I don't know, just... be you.
Right.
Stop being the female Ric Flair.
Stop trying to be your dad. Just be you, and you don't have to do everything that he did.
Randy Orton doesn't come out with a cowboy hat on.
Or a brace on, not a brace, a cast on for 4 years.
Yeah, that's right. Cody doesn't come out everything with his father. Like, yeah, his gimmick is...
I mean, he did in the beginning, but that was...
Not really. He didn't come out in like a...
Oh, I'm thinking
polka dot suit,
right? But I'm thinking of like the story of like I'm gonna win it for my dad and everything.
That's
But no, you're right. He didn't come out in like a
polka
dot suit, and I'm the grandson, or I'm the great grandson of a plumber. I guess it would be.
It's okay, kind of like Braun Breaker. It's okay to throw like homage back to your family, but also just go your own route.
Right. Just do it here and there. Don't make your whole thing.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do it for my family.
Yeah, no. 100%.
Look at Dom. Dom don't even talk about his dad, and his dad's there with him.
Dad's dead.
His dad is
Everybody knows he's a deadbeat. He was never there from. His real dad is Eddie Guerrero. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Latino Heat.
R.I.P. in peace. Don't worry about it. If you know, you know. So next up, Nick Aldis announces there will be a women's tag team gauntlet match with teams from Raw and SmackDown to determine who goes against Liv and Raquel at Mania.
I can't figure out who's going to win this.
At least we know Liv and Raquel are going to have a Mania match.
Right.
That's a good thing. I like that more women's belts.
He didn't announce. He didn't say names, but I think later on they showed the graphic of who it all is. I can't see maybe Bayley and Lyra, because it's Bayley and Lyra.
I wish it was Lyra and Becky.
It's Katana and Kaden. I can't even think of the other two teams. Is it Piper and
Alba Fire?
Is it? I think that's one of them. I can't remember the fourth, but I can't see maybe the fourth one is Zoe Starks and
Shayna Baszler.
Maybe is the fourth team, but I can't see.
I don't remember, so I don't want to try to remember.
I can't even pick out of the four who would actually go into it.
Well, there's this new thing that was invented called the internet. So while I go on to the next ones, you can look that up so we don't get anything wrong.
I mean, we're always able to get something wrong.
Because I want to be able to convey the correct information to the...
We have to do that more this week. I don't think we did it at all last week.
We didn't do it last week.
I don't think so.
Maybe he didn't deserve it. Maybe that's why. So next, we go into the WWE Tag Team Championship #1 contender match, DIY versus Motor City Machine Guns. Motor City ends up getting the win, and they are the new #1 contenders for the belts against the Street Profits.
I think it's still going to be... I think that's a regular SmackDown match. I don't see that. I feel like I see the Mania match being like 4 teams.
I mean, I'd be okay with being 4 teams. That'd be great. Kind of like how they're doing the Intercontinental matches and all that stuff, and it's going to end up being a... I don't want... We didn't get into Raw yet. But
I can't wait for that promo next week. That promo is going to be good next week.
All right, so next we go into kind of a filler match-ish. B-Fab versus Naomi. Naomi hits a modified lung blower code breaker for the win. After the match, she gets attacked by Jade. Just kind of building that story with her and Jade. Yeah. I hope Naomi wins. She's a oos. Oos by marriage.
She's an oos by marriage. Yeah, no, she's not a blood oos, but she's an oos by marriage. She does still count.
Then we go into the KO segment where he announces that he has a neck injury.
I still don't know if this is a work or not. Still, I don't think it's a work, but
I don't know. But see, here's the thing. When you get into that situation about him being injured, is it a work or is it part of the story? Like, you don't want to be disrespectful to Owens and be like, this is a work.
No, right. You don't
when
want,
he's like sitting home,
yeah.
like reading articles that people are saying that it's a work and he has to go through surgery. Like, that would piss me off if I was him. But if it is a story and he's sitting home laughing at everybody saying that he's hurt, you know what I mean?
Right.
I don't think it is. Because
I don't think it could be. Not for that.
Because they even said the way like Orton came out, they just looked at each other like.
You can see Orton's face was like, he wanted to hug him and be like, hey, I'm here for you. But like, obviously he can't with the storyline.
Yeah, I mean, that's a shame though. I hope everything goes well for KO and he gets better soon and is able to come back because neck injuries are no joke.
No, they're not.
Not at all. So next we'll go into the last man standing match.
What about what happened after that? How he RKO's all this?
How he RKO's all this.
A lot of people are saying it's going to be him versus Aldis at Mania.
It's going to be him and Alistair.
It's going to be him and Alistair, yeah. I like how a lot of people showed the last time he RKO'd Aldis, and he was like, it's a $50,000 fine or whatever. He's like, here's $100,000 just in case for the next time. And everyone's like, oh, there it is. There's the next time. For it. Yeah, he already paid for it.
So the last man standing match, Jacob Fatu versus Braun Strowman. Jacob ends up winning after hitting a running hip attack through a leaning table against the turnbuckle on Strowman. He was down for the 10 count. Jacob gets up and...
I really thought they were both going to go down.
They beat the crap out of each other in that match. They really did. Are you having a hard time finding what?
I really am, because everything coming up is literally from like 2 years ago. Confirmed matches.
Don't worry, we're not live or anything.
I don't care.
We're not live.
I'll cut it all out.
Don't. This is pure.
Here, it is
pure company gold.
Kaden Carter and Katana Chance, Lyra and Bailey, Shayna and Zoe. Wait. Kaden Carter, Katana Chance.
Yes.
Lyra and Bailey.
Yeah.
Shayna and Zoe.
Yeah.
B-Fab and Michin.
Yeah. Secret Service. Piper
Secret
and
Service.
Alpha
I thought it was only 4 teams.
Bro, it's a gauntlet match.
Why did I think it was 4 teams only?
No.
Okay. So it's Piper and Alba.
It's going to be the 2 teams that start, and then whoever loses is eliminated, and the next team comes out.
So
and then the next team comes out.
I forgot B-Fab and Michin, and then Maxine Dupree and Natalia. Where the hell's Natalia even been at?
Training Maxine Dupree.
Apparently. So yeah. So it's 6 teams then.
See, the only thing I don't like about this is there's literally 2 actual tag teams in there? 3 maybe?
Kaden. Yeah, because I don't count
Zoe and Baszler,
Kaden and Katana, Piper and Alba.
Yeah.
Like, B-Fab and Michin have just, like, you can see their friendship, but they're not really a tag team.
No. I love actual tag teams. But
no, yeah. Instead of throwing 2 people together.
Instead of getting off the rails too much, let's get into the last segment of SmackDown where we had the Roman,
long episode.
Seth, Punk, and Heyman segment. So essentially, that's when Roman showed up. Punk came. So basically, it was them asked, what's the favor?
Boy, oh boy, if somebody didn't call this like a month ago.
What?
I called this like a month ago.
You don't even have proof that you called it. Is it on video?
I guarantee you it's on video. I guarantee you every week it's on video. He's coming. Heyman's coming down with Punk, man. I knew it. Heyman's coming down with Punk. Roman was just like, tell him no. And he's like, I'm sorry, my tribal chief. I can't do that.
Yeah, that was like... But see, that kind of took me back to when like Solo was like, acknowledge me as your tribal chief.
And he's like, I will not acknowledge you as my tribal chief. Yeah. And then Seth's just in the corner
best part
laughing.
about it was Seth.
He's just laughing the whole time
Seth
in the
was
corner.
dying
yeah,
the entire time.
This is great. I love it.
And shout out to Seth for wearing the same boots as Bray Wyatt.
Oh, yeah, you said that to me. I didn't even realize.
Yeah. Bray Wyatt's, I don't want to say confrontation, but little moment that he had with The Undertaker when The Undertaker whispered something to him. And
I would say, not unfortunately, but I would call it more of a passing of the torch.
Yeah,
moment.
kind of like a passing of the torch moment. But he was wearing those like black boots with like the red flames or something on it, and then Seth had the same boots on though. So that was like the first thing I noticed.
I noticed them when he got out of the truck because I was like, oh, Roman's not going to wear those, but I didn't know they were Bray's boots.
Yeah,
that's a really cool thing.
That segment was really good. But yeah, basically Seth ends up getting one over and laying out Roman.
Punk gets one over laying out
Yeah,
Roman.
you're right. Not Seth.
I don't even think Seth.
Seth was just laughing.
Yeah, but I don't even think like once Punk laid Roman out. I don't
No,
think
they
Seth
just
did
stared
anything.
like
Yeah.
face to face, and then Seth like left the ring.
Yeah, they didn't even do anything.
But Roman's selling of the GTS too.
That was a really good sell.
I don't know. I mean, that family, they could sell. That's
might as
one
well
thing they could do.
You can put Michaels in that family because he can sell too. A little bit over much.
Still takes me back to that match with him and Hogan when he was overselling and.
No, didn't he get?
No, it was with Hogan. Hogan was so pissed during that match.
Right. No, I was thinking of another. I was thinking when
he punched Shawn Michaels and Shawn Michaels would, like fly back like 10 feet.
I was thinking of when I don't know why. I was thinking of when like the one time Austin stunned the Rock and Rock like bounced up, like was down, was up, and then like fell over the ropes to go like outside.
Austin said the Rock was one of his favorite people to take the stunner
because he would like oversell like.
And the man who we shall not name, Vince DeMort, he was like one of the worst.
Well, yeah, because he was also like 85 years old.
He would just JR was taking a better stunner.
He would literally like just collapse when he would take one. Like he would never do anything.
There's a lot other people that were older than him that took moves better. I'm talking about Mae Young.
Mae Young
went through a table.
She said, "Did you ever hear the interview? Not the interview, but like afterwards, she was like, when you're gonna do it right next time or something." And Bubba's like, "Oh shit, okay, all right, you asked for it."
That was a tough old woman.
Yeah, she was a tough old lady.
So what do we got next on the docket here?
Next, we'll go with Collision from Saturday night.
Okay.
We have Powerhouse Will Hobbs and Tomohiro Ishii versus Kyle Fletcher and Konosuke Takeshita. What are you reading? What are you looking at? All the red lines I know are really...
Maybe I wanted to read along with you.
Fletcher won with that top rope brainbuster he's been doing to Ishii. I still think, like... And especially hit, like, they call him the Stone Pitbull because, like, he's got no neck. Like, he's just, like, one of these people. So they hit him with that. It makes it look even, like, more than hitting anybody else. After that was, of course, the Max Caster Open Challenge. Mark Briscoe answered an obviously woman to J Driller. We're going to... Well, I don't know if it's going to go on because something happened to the pay-per-view, but I think the Open Challenge is probably done with. Next was the Crew, Leo Rush and Action Andretti versus Top Flight Darius and Dante Martin. Top Flight won with, I think, a pinning combination. I don't even remember what happened. After that was Pac versus Cash Wheeler. Pac won, hitting Cash with the ring bell hammer. Because he did that, I think when he first got into AEW, like that was his thing, of like getting the hammer and hitting people. I don't think he did that in WWE. But he did it, I know in the beginning, but people were saying it's like it was an old thing he used to do, so maybe he did it before WWE.
I don't remember it in WWE at all. That was a face in WWE.
He was a face in WWE. Neville. Adrian Neville.
Well, they took the Adrian off.
With his big-ass ears.
Yeah.
The man Gravity forgot?
Yeah.
That was because the funny thing is there's a luchador called Gravity now. And like one of his first matches was against Pac, and everyone would be like, "Oh man, how did Gravity forget about this guy?" Next was Speedball Mike Bailey versus Jurlistico. Bailey won with his Time Adventure, which I still think he needs to change the name of that finisher because it's just a dumb name for finisher. Next was your favorite, Mercedes Moné and Harley Cameron versus Julia Hart and Athena. Julia Hart won by making Harley tap out to the Heartache. And that was actually all of Collision because they just did it it was 2 hours long, but they just went through a lot of stuff because the next night was Dynasty, which we'll start now. We'll go into Dynasty. I did want to talk about one thing that happened on the pre-show, the Max Caster Open Challenge. He came out, started doing his thing. His old tag team partner, Anthony Bowens with Billy Gunn, came out though to like answer it. Anthony Bowens looks really good, and of course Billy Gunn is just...
I like his new ring gear too.
I like his new ring gear too, yeah. He answered it. He won with a spinning haymaker. He sold it really good though. Max Caster sold it really good. It was good to see Bowens back. I feel like that's going to be the end now of the Open Challenge. I feel like this is going to be going to the next pay-per-view. This is probably going to be like a story between those two. The main event started out with an Owen Hart men's tournament quarterfinal match of Will Ospreay and Kevin Knight. Will Ospreay obviously won with the Hidden Blade. There was a spot in it. They were outside. And Ospreay loves doing the Styles Clash. That's what they call it. I don't know if there's an actual name for it. I don't think there is. I think it's literally just a Styles Clash. But they were outside. He was going to hit it. And Kevin Knight reversed it. He must have abs of like a demon because he stood up and like got him into a DDT and DDT'd Ospreay. Like the combination of it just looked really cool. I've never seen anybody reverse the Styles Clash into a DDT.
No, that is really cool.
Next was the Hurt Syndicate, Lashley and Shelton Benjamin versus Big Bill and Brian Keith for the AEW World Title. Halfway through the match, MJF showed up in the crowd, hit Big Bill with his Dynamite Diamond ring because as I talked about, I think last week, Lashley doesn't want him in Hurt Syndicate, but now he was like, whoa, they kind of helped us. That allowed the Hurt Syndicate to hit a German suplex spear combination on the Brian Keith to win and retain the tag titles. That's another, like, these random combinations that they're doing is really cool too. Like he did a German Shelton Benjamin hit him with a German suplex and then he just gets speared from Lashley. That's a kind of cool combination.
Yeah. I love tag team moves.
Tag team finish is definitely going to be a podcast episode. Next was the Owen Hart Women's Tournament quarterfinal match of Julia Hart and who? Mercedes Moné. Mercedes Moné won with a combination pin to advance. I think it's going to be her versus Athena for the final just because they've been doing stuff. I really hope she doesn't win. She's got 4 belts. She doesn't need any more. Next was probably my second favorite match of the night. The Death Riders, Wheeler Yuta, Pac, and Claudio versus Rated FTR, Dash, Cash, and Cope for the AEW Trios titles.
Dax.
Isn't that what I said? Dash. Oh, Dax.
It's Dash.
Because I you were trying to
freestyle on me.
Yeah. Sometimes it's hard because, and then once in a while, like I'll hear their WWE names, and I'm like, who the hell are they talking about? I'm like, oh, I forgot they have like totally different names in WWE. Yuta won with the Busaiku knee on the hardwood to win the retain the trios titles. But after the match, this is something that I called like 2 weeks ago. After the match, Rated FTR, they're in the ring, they hug, they go to put all their hands up. Hardwood hit Copeland with a pile driver. And Cash Wheeler's just standing there kind of shocked. Dax Hardwood goes out, gets 2 chairs, going to do a concerto. Cash Wheeler, I can't call him Wheeler because there's a Wheeler on both teams. Cash Wheeler pulls the 1 chair from him. He's like, no, don't do it. He goes to help up Cope, but as he's pulling him up, he pulls him up with force so that they can do the Shatter Machine tag team finish onto him. And I'm like, there it is, right there. They're turning heel on him.
You know what I realized? This weekly rewind has been you putting yourself over.
I mean, somebody has to. Nobody else does.
Because all you're doing is saying, I called it. I was right. I
have been calling this stuff. They hit him with a Shatter Machine. Then they hit him with a spike pile driver onto the chair. Then Cash actually is the one who hit him with the concerto. But it's kind of funny that as they were leaving the ring, the medics were coming down with the stretcher and the neck brace. And Cash Wheeler gets on the stretcher, puts neck brace on, and Dax is giving him like CPR, and they both just start laughing as the whole crowd is booing them. And I was like, I think that's the first time I actually like FTR for since NXT, WWE, all that. Like I've never been an FTR fan, and I watched this and I was like, all right, this is kind of funny.
Well, see, I called it that they're a good team.
They are a good team, and I really think and I really hope that's what's going to lead to Edge and Christian becoming a tag team just for like a year, and then because I don't think Copeland's going to be doing it much longer.
No, I don't think so either.
Next was Toni Storm and Megan Bayne for the AEW Women's World Title. Toni Storm retained with an inside cradle because there was distractions going on from the outside. Next was another men's Owen Hart tournament quarterfinal of Kyle Fletcher and Mark Briscoe. Fortunately, Mark Briscoe lost. Kyle Fletcher won with the turnbuckle brainbuster.
Boo.
I really wish Briscoe would get like a singles. He was the ROH World Champ for a little bit, but they never did anything. I really wish he would get some kind of actual push.
Me too.
Next was Chris Jericho and Bandito. It was Chris Jericho's the ROH World Title versus Bandito's mask. So if Bandito lost, he'd have to remove the mask. Jericho hit Bandito with I don't remember what he calls his baseball bat. He has a nickname for it, but he hit it with a baseball bat. So they were gonna make Bandito take the mask off, but Bandito's family was outside, like right by the commentators, and they got a hold of Aubrey Edwards, and they're like, no, he used the ladder, or he used the bat. He used the bat, so she walked over, pulled the bat out. They restarted the match. Jericho was distracted, so he got hit with the 21 plex, allowing Bandito to win to become the ROH World Champ. Good for him. Maybe that'll let Jericho do something different because he wasn't really doing anything with the title or the whole learning tree with Big Bill and Brian Keith. I mean, they also lost, so maybe there'll be a whole thing going on there. Next was Daniel Garcia versus Adam Cole for the TNT Championship. No time limit, no outside interference. Adam Cole won with the running knee, which I think he calls the boom, which if he does, he needs to change it because they're doing stuff with the Costco guys, the guys that do the boom all the time. So he needs to change his finisher name if that's. I'm pretty sure that's what he calls it. Please change it if you do because you can't be involved with those two. It's just dumb.
Stupid.
But he did. He won. He became the TNT champ, so that's cool. Congratulations. I believe that's his first title in AEW. Maybe he was a tag champ, so maybe his first single. Definitely his first singles title. Baby. Next was my computer changed Kenny Omega to Kenny Image.
Oh, that's a new wrestler.
Kenny Omega versus Speedball Mike Bailey versus Ricochet for the. I can't even remember his title now.
Did you write it down?
No, because I only have what happened after it.
You should have had an image of it.
I should have had an image of it. Yeah. But it was funny during the match. Ricochet's talking. He does whatever, and he puts on like a headset from the commentators, and he starts talking trash like into the camera, and you just see Speedball Mike Bailey coming like hit him with a running foot, and it's funny because a lot of people put online like you were wondering how I got here because you just see Ricochet like he's like getting hit with the foot. That was kind of cool. Omega hit the one-wing angel obviously on Ricochet to win and retain his. Man, it's not the. I can't think of the name of the title. That's terrible. But it doesn't matter. Afterwards, Kazuchika Okada came out with his international title. And there was rumors that they want to combine those two just because they have too many. So an Okada-Omega match in AEW, another one is going to be really good.
Is it going to be as good as the New Japan stuff, though?
I don't think so. I don't think anything's going to beat those New Japan matches.
I don't think so either.
I
just don't want people to get their hopes up so much. Kind of like the one WrestleMania when Shinsuke and AJ Styles fought.
And it wasn't going
to be the same.
It was stupid. Didn't that end because didn't Shinsuke low blow him?
Yeah.
In front of clearly in front of the ref.
I'm just saying that when you think back to those matches, it might not be what you remember it being.
Right.
Even if an Ospreay and Omega fought right now, it wouldn't be the same because Omega with all his stuff.
Oh my god, yeah, with all his stuff he went through. So finally, the main event, obviously, Jon Moxley versus Swerve Strickland for the AEW World Title. It was really weird. During the match, Hangman came down, and you can see he's setting up for Logan Paul's finish with the Buckshot Lariat. But they're both getting up, so you can't see. Mox was getting up and Swerve was getting up at the same time. You can't tell who he was going to hit. But the Death Riders came down, they stopped him. Hangman took out all three of the Death Riders, though, and then hit the Deadeye on the Mox. So it kind of looks like that talk that Swerve and Hangman had on Dynamite kind of, I don't want to use swerved Hangman a little bit, but swerved Hangman a little bit. After that, the ops of Samoa Joe, Hook, and Shibata came down to take out the rest of the Death Riders. Swerve hit a swerve stomp on the Mox. He looked like he was going to win. The lights go out, and I'm like, what the hell's going on? What do the lights come out for? Lights come back on. The Young Bucks are in the ring, holding Swerve's both hands, giving the BTE trigger, and I was like, there's no way. Mox went over, pinned him, retained his title, and they're just, you see the Young Bucks just walk out, don't do nothing else, and I was like, what's going on here? There's a lot of rumors that's going to set up for Stadium Stampede for next month's pay-per-view, which is a fun match. I love the Stadium Stampede. They were better in the COVID era because they had the whole Jaguar Stadium to do whatever they wanted to. They even started out on the goalposts. They were doing stuff off the goalposts. It was really cool. But if you're gonna do that next month with the Death Riders and the Young Bucks and probably Swerve, Hangman, and the Ops, that's gonna be a really good match. But that did
crazy.
Yeah,
match.
That's gonna be one that I'm gonna have to definitely order again and watch. That ended Dynasty. Dynasty was really cool. It was real. I never would have imagined the Young Bucks were gonna come out and help the Death Riders. A lot of people were saying that's why right before they left, the Death Riders were doing stuff in there, we're taking out the whole not the company, but taking out all the wrestlers, and that's why they just left because they're the ones that hired the Death Riders to do that. That's why Mox is holding the title in a briefcase so that nobody can get to it because they there's rumors that they were paying them to do all that.
It's like the corporate ministry.
It's like the corporate ministry. But that ended Dynasty. So I guess we can go on to Raw and talk about some of the stuff that happened on Raw because it was kind of interesting.
Oh, was it? No. What was... So, we go into this week's episode of Raw. This past week. Sorry. English. whatever. You know what I meant, right? Maybe.
We know what you meant. I know what you meant.
So we start out with Adam Pearce welcoming everybody to run Monday Night Raw. He calls out Io Sky, Bianca, and Rhea. And eventually he makes the match that I think we all knew was going to happen eventually anyway.
There's so many triple threat matches. So many triple threat matches.
But I don't hate it because everybody gets to be on the show.
And it's not just a, hey, let's throw you into this to get you on the show. There's a reason why there's
but still,
triple
like,
threat matches.
People get a nice payday for being at Mania.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, or even probably at like standing.
Well, I would hope so. If the tickets are $4 million.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
I'm excited for the match. Personally, next week we'll have our predictions and video.
That's gonna be a long video too.
That's gonna be a very long.
I do like how
I already know my predictions.
They were like shoving her. They were shoving Io out of the way, and she gets outside of the ring, and she jumps off the ropes, and you see Adam Pearce is like, "I give up, man. Whatever." He's just looking like there's nothing else I can do. What do you guys want from me?
Do you know who you want to win that match?
I do. I know who I want to win, and I know who I think is gonna win.
Who do you want to win?
Who do I want to win? I want Rhea to win, obviously.
And you know what? I think I want Io.
I think Io is the one that's gonna win.
I love Rhea. Don't get me wrong, but they're just casting Io off as this like.
Yeah, I know.
She's nothing.
My heart wants Rhea just because I'm a Rhea fan, but my wrestling brain is like, no, it's gonna be Io just because they've been pushing her to the side like it don't even matter in this.
And that's just a sneak peek of next week's video. Just so you know.
Just a little one.
We're going to have the entire roster. We're going to have the roster.
We're going to need to get a bigger house.
Yeah, everybody's just coming over. It's going to be really cool. It's going to be really cool. Billy and Chuck will be hanging out with you.
That's cool.
We're going to have the entire card. We're going to give some interesting facts about WrestleMania and also our predictions on what we think is going to happen in the matches. And for everybody who has watched the prior prediction videos, you'll be happy to know that I'm trash. Not good at the predictions.
We should have a record.
Oh, if we had a record, I would be like, I'm like the freaking Cleveland Browns of choosing. But something to look forward to. Keep that in mind, everybody. Next up, we will go to the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship match. Lyra Valkyria versus Bayley. Valkyria ends up getting the win over Bayley with a...
Oh my god, a roll-up.
A roll-up.
I don't even think there was that many this week on AEW.
Roll up, and it's not a fruit one. I like how they're having like a IC match for the women's belt like all the time.
Yeah.
It's the workhorse title.
It is.
And she seems like the ultimate workhorse type champion.
It's weird, but it seems like I know they're on two different shows, but it seems like they're switching. Because it was a lot of women's United States matches and not really anything for Lyra. Now it seems to be matches for Lyra every week and not really a lot for Chelsea.
That's fine. I think they're both out there. Everybody knows who they are. That's a good thing to me. Excuse me. So next up we have LWO, Dragon Lee, Cruz del Toro, and Joaquin Wilde versus American-made Julius and Brutus Creed, and also special guest.
Special guest.
El Grande Americano.
I do like LWO's new shirts. I don't know what it is. Like the like filigree around them, they're actually kind of cool.
In the match, Americano hits a top rope headbutt on Lee for the win.
With a metal plate in his mask.
Overall, I think that was a good match. Still though, who's this El Grande Americano? Do we know?
I think it's going to be Mask versus Mask at Mania.
I hope him and Gable get to wrestle one day.
Oh my god.
What do you think?
Sure, yeah, I'd love to see that.
That'd be great.
You know who I'd like to see wrestle too? Sami Zayn versus El Generico. That'd be another good match.
What if Gable did come out to wrestle, and it turned out Sami Zayn wore the mask at Mania?
What?
Just because he used to be El Generico.
He did?
Oh. Secrets.
Whoa.
Or in WWE 2K,
you're not supposed to talk about that stuff.
Ordinario.
That's funny.
That's funny. Anyways, this Americano guy, he's
something else.
He's one of the best luchadors out there.
Gracias. Yeah, he's sure one of the best. Yeah.
Next up, we have the Jey Uso promo.
Wow, what a promo! I've never.
You're talking about the promo.
No.
Thought I had something in my lip.
I've never seen Gunther look scared a little bit as he was talking.
Because I think
Jay came out no yeet, just a black shirt, black glasses, say yeet, didn't yeet with the crowd, just walked into the ring. It was amazing. Do you have a mom? You ever talk to your mom? You know what I had to say to my mom this week? Like, wow.
Yeah, we both said this. I don't know. Did we say it on video or not?
I don't know. I don't know what you're gonna say.
That we both said that this is gonna cause a turning point for him.
Oh yeah.
And it's gonna turn the right hand man Jay, not the Yeet.
Not
Jay.
the Yeet Jay. It's gonna be right hand man Jay. Yeah.
It's gonna be the Jay that fought and almost beat Roman Reigns.
It's gonna be. Somebody called him online. Crash out Jey Uso from when he was doing like the Hell in a Cell with Roman.
Yeah.
Because you could see how torn he was getting. But yeah, because he was just. I had to call my mom. I had to tell my mom, my older brother's in the hospital because of me. And my mom was like, "Why didn't I help him?" I was like, "Damn." You can see Gunther's like, he's not getting scared, but you can see almost like the worry in his face.
And then he was like, I prayed for you. Not so much you, but I prayed more for me.
Yeah, for what I'm going to do. Like,
because I want forgiveness for what I'm going to become
like,
and what I'm going to do to you. I'm just like, all right.
Yeah.
I love the promo, though. That whole segment with Jimmy last week, like when Gunther beat the crap out of him. And
yeah,
I think that brought more life back into this.
It really did.
This promo,
I think bringing Jimmy into it, even like 2 weeks ago.
And I think now, like, what they were trying to portray with Jay's promo and with the way Gunther was reacting, like, looking worried, like, oh, shit, what have I done? Like, I created this monster.
The only thing
I could have just went into the match with Jay and then maybe beat him.
And this, now I'm a little worried. The only thing I didn't like is, like, right when Jay got in the ring, Gunther was going to talk, and Jay, like, slapped the mic out of his hand, but then like he's talking and we just can't hear what he's saying because you can see his mouth moving, saying stuff.
See, I kind of like that though. I kind of like Jay's like, no, we're done talking now.
The one thing that really pissed me off, he's trying to be serious and you hear the crowd go yeet, and he's like 4 times gonna be like, yo, everybody stop, like let me just talk, and they're still going yeet. Like you can see him be like, hey, chill, I'm trying to do like a serious promo. I'm not trying to be. He could have did no yeet. Yeah, but the crowd might have turned on him if he would have did that.
Ain't nobody turn on Jay.
I'm just saying, you don't know. You know how fickle this crowd is. Daniel Bryan would say, you know how fickle this crowd is.
You know how fickle they are.
Yeah. I didn't really like that because you can see he was just like, hey, chill. Like, I'm not doing this right now.
No, I like
they're still going
Jay.
with it.
Like the serious Jay. Next up, we have the WWE World Tag Team Championship match. The War Raiders versus the New Day. Basically, this match boils down to Woods bringing a chair into the ring. Ivar gets a chair off of him. Hits Woods, calling for the DQ, and the New Day get the win. So.
And then, was it Kofi that smacked him afterwards with it? Holy shit, that sounded loud.
I get it. I understand it. Do you think it's going to be
a Mania match?
Maybe a pre-show match? I don't know. Something?
Do they even have pre-show matches anymore?
I don't know.
I don't think they do. I literally think the pre-show is just
eventually going to be 3 nights.
Oh my god, Mania is going to be a week long anymore.
It's gonna be like a woman's birthday. They're gonna celebrate it for a whole week. Yeah,
all month.
Shout out to all the women who hate me after that comment. That's great. All right. So now that I cut my own fan base in half. Let's go on to.
Can you cut one in half?
What?
Huh?
You could.
Oh, okay.
Half.
Okay. I mean, yeah, but yeah.
If I had 1.5 favorite wrestlers, it would be Seth Rollins and Hornswoggle.
Or Zach Gowen. Well, that's maybe 3/4 of the wrestler.
That's 3/4.
That's three-quarters of the wrestler.
We're going into fractions now.
That's a promo for next week.
All right. Before we get canceled, let's get back on topic here. Next match, we have Penta versus Dirty Dom.
He's not Dirty Dom anymore.
He's filthy. I don't know. Maybe.
That was a good match.
That was a very good match. Penta ends up getting the win with the Penta driver. Now, after the match is where some crazy stuff happened.
That spear?
Carlito attacks Penta, then Braun Breaker's music hits. Carlito gets out of the ring. He's like, yo, I'm gonna stop Braun.
He stopped him already. Yeah.
If whoever is listening to this, even if you don't like wrestling, if you have not seen the spear that Braun hit on Carlito, you need to. Because that man launched himself like a missile. Carlito
was even like, oh, thank you. My funeral is this Friday. Pay for my family.
He sent condolences to himself online.
Yeah, to his family, to my own family and stuff. Yeah, that was probably one of the best spears.
On WWE's website, like under that video, everybody's just like, no one else is allowed to use the spear now. Braun literally just took it for himself. That's it.
Yeah.
So what happens after that? Braun comes out and ends up spearing Penta as well. Then Finn gets in the mix. So takes out or tries to take out Braun.
No, he does take out Braun.
Yeah, but then eventually Braun tries to spear him and then he gets out.
Oh, yeah.
Either way, it's leading up to a fatal 4-way match at Mania.
Dom's winning.
Oh, if Dom wins,
he's pinning Finn.
Oh, dude, I would literally go to work in a bandana across my face.
No, with a shirt. With a shirt.
Oh, I'm putting a shirt down here and everything.
Yeah.
You'll be calling me Dirty Dave from now on. That's right. I'll literally go home and shave everything but the mustache.
But the mustache?
Yeah.
Walk around with a chicken tender pillow.
Yep, that's it. I'm gonna turn into Dom if he
wins.
That's
gonna be a good fatal 4-way.
This is on video now, so if Dom wins, someone's holding me to this.
Nobody watches it. It's fine.
Hey, yeah. There we go.
That's gonna be a good that's one of those where like, why is Dom in it? But you know why Dom's in it because like even Liv is always like, why are you giving Finn the matches? That should be you in the match.
Liv is just planting seeds.
I think this is when they turn on Finn.
I hope the Judgment Day doesn't like break up though. They just kind of replenish.
They just keep doing like
kind of like Bullet Club.
Kind of like Bullet Club. They're like, all right, you're getting not that you're getting so big, but like, all right, our story with you is done, so let's bring somebody else in and
I hope they do
a story. That'd be cool.
I like Judgment Day.
I like
Judgment Day as a whole.
I don't like their new music, but I like their Judgment Day.
No, I like their old music.
Yeah,
Alter Bridge.
Their new music. I don't know. Their new music is too like. They're not an emo group, but their new music sounds too like.
It's like rap.
Right. It's too hip hop for like what they are.
Yeah.
Because they look like punk emo people, but you have like a rap song now. And I'm like, what the hell's going on here?
Well, I mean, Dom always had kind of a rap song.
Well, yeah. I don't know. It was just weird to me that like I don't like because there's I don't know 3 or 4 new teams now that have new music, and I'm just like I don't like what's going on.
So next we're gonna get into the next segment with Heyman in the ring. Basically, he cuts a promo saying that he's loyal to his tribal chief, but also loyal to his best friend. And just because he's loyal to both of them doesn't mean he's this loyal to either. I kind of like that.
Yeah, no,
that's why I wrote that down, like verbatage, because that was a nice thing. Rollins ends up coming out. They were talking some trash back and forth, and then he just starts like pushing Heyman. But like I noticed the one time like he pushed him, and then he like looked.
Yeah, he was like, is Punk coming out? He's like, oh, that wasn't hard enough. All right, because he was like. He's not your best friend because Punk said when he got here, he's not here to make friends, he's here to make money. He was like, is this enough money?
Yeah.
How about this? Is this enough money?
Because Rollins is like, you know what? I can get you out of this. I was
like, he's like, just put your head down. I'll stomp you really quick.
So he's pushing him, and then
I like how Heyman's like, don't touch me again. I was like, oh my god, ECW Heyman just came out.
And then ends up bringing Punk out. Basically, him and Rollins go at it for a little bit. Rollins ends up getting the best of Punk, hits him with a stomp. As Heyman goes over to check on
he was like, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Here comes Rollins going for the stomp and then stops.
This was dumb, though. Like, I understand what he's trying to do, but he's just like, now you owe me a favor. Get the hell out of here.
Dude, Seth is the architect, bro. Like, physically, he is not going to beat Roman in a pure fight. Like, kayfabe wise, okay?
Right.
He's not going to beat Roman in a pure fight.
Right.
Punk has been in the game a lot longer than him, so technically he is inexperienced to Punk.
Right.
So he has to be his character, the architect. He has to be the visionary. He has to come up with ways to beat these guys.
So what do you think his favor is?
Just like when he became the champion, like it wasn't in a match straight out. He cashed in his money in the bank. Like it fits his character perfectly.
No, it does.
He's a face, but he's a chicken shit heel. Like
that fits him really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I never thought about that, but yeah.
But everybody just loves him because it's Rollins. Like same Roman was beating up his own family and people were cheering him. Like everybody boos Cena for the same reason. So now they're cheering him when he's an asshole. Like,
so is the favor you're coming out with me, or is the favor you're not coming out at all?
Can you imagine if the favor was that he came out with Seth?
Some people are saying that he's going to be the next Paul Heyman guy.
That would be hilarious.
What if Seth is just like, your favorite now that you're coming out with me?
Think about this. It's probably not going to happen. Seth Rollins' music hits. Seth comes out. And Heyman comes out dressed just like Seth.
Oh, I think you're going to say he runs back and then comes out with Punk and then runs back and then comes out with Heyman.
No, he dresses like Seth does.
Oh my God. That's the favor. You're dressing like me. He puts on was it overseas when he had the whole like flame outfit on that made him kind of look like
You know what the favor should be?
I can't think of
the favor should be Heyman should be the ref.
Oh, that would be a good one. That would be a good one.
Because who's he going to count?
Who is he going to count
He's
for?
not going to want to count for Punk pinning Roman. He's not going to want to count for Roman. Like, he might not want to count for Seth pinning. Well, no, that wouldn't work because if Seth pinned them.
The only way I could see him actually counting if somebody pinned Seth. But if like Roman would go to pin Punk, I could see him not doing it. If Punk went to go pin Roman, I could see him not doing it. If Seth went to go pin one of them, I could see him not doing it. But as soon as somebody goes to pin Seth, I can see him like going to do it and then just maybe stop and just be like, because of the whole rumor of him being the new Paul Heyman guy, he does the 2 and then he just goes and stops.
Something big's going to happen at this Mania, I think.
There's a lot of big things are going to happen at this Mania.
I can't wait for our predictions. I can't.
Yeah.
But that segment ended out Raw. So what happened on NXT? I didn't even write it down. I thought you were.
I watched it. I mean, I'm sure I can remember some of it.
No, we already seen what happened when you remember him. What's that title again? For Kenny Image?
I'm like, what is Kenny Image? I'm like,
yeah, he's the new Photoshop World Champion.
That's what he is.
Yeah. Okay.
Take over vacant spot.
Getty Images. All right.
They have a contract with WWE now.
Yeah, they do.
I know. I always thought they did for some reason.
All right. What happened on NXT? I'm about to tell you. Jordan Grace versus Jada Parker. Stephanie Vaquer is at ringside. Parker ends up smacking Vaquer. And when Stephanie went to hit her, she missed and hits Grace. All three brawl and the match ends in a double disqualification. After the match, Julia runs out, cleans house, and her and Stephanie are all alone in the ring. Julia then attacks Stephanie and poses with the belt. So that's leading to...
They announced it, yeah. They announced the Fatal 4-Way.
I have it in my...
It's so great. So that's another match where people were talking because Jordan Grace went to go do the dive. And she misses, she whatever hits and she falls short. But like, it seems to be happening a lot.
Yeah. I mean, they're human.
Right.
Mistakes are going to happen.
Right.
Like, I don't hate mistakes. Like,
no.
I mean, I'm with you.
I knew you were going to say something like that because I was going to say, yeah, I mean, look who I'm friends with. First of all, you're not with me. First of all, pause. That was...
I meant
hold on.
Right here. Where am I?
Hold on, pause.
What am I, CGI?
You might be.
First of all, even if I wasn't a man, I mean... You can,
what's the next match that happened?
You're not my type.
What's the next match that happened?
You're not my type at all. Next match that happened was for Axiom. Axiom and Nathan Frazier versus Swipe
Right is the dumbest name for a tag team.
No. Like, if I was in the crowd, I just want to make a sign that says Swipe Left.
Swipe Left.
Yeah. Brad Baylor and Ricky Smokes.
Who is from Evolve. They're a team from Evolve, so it's the first like team to come up to actually have like...
there's two Rickies. We can't have two Rickies.
I don't want to say a TV match because Evolve is on Tubi, which everybody can get because it's free.
Tubi. Not sponsored by Tubies. Tubi?
I mean, we can be sponsored by Tubi.
Tubi or a B and a B. Two Bs.
Oh my god! How did the match end? I can't do this anymore.
How did the match? Well, I'll tell you. Fraxium gets the win after hitting the Phoenix. Yeah. Nathan Frazier gets the win.
I mean, Fraxium.
The pin after hitting the Phoenix Splash. Well, both of them didn't hit the Phoenix Splash.
I mean,
it was just Nathan Frazier.
It was just Nathan Frazier.
Yeah. Next, we have 6 women NXT North American ladder match, number 1 contender qualifier match. Damn.
I was getting confused. I'm like, what? I'm like, I don't remember a 6-women match from last night.
It's just the qualifier match. And it's only 2 women in it. Yeah. Look at that. You have Jasmine Nix versus Sol Ruka. Ruka gets the win after hitting the Soul Snatcher.
I love that move, man. I don't know what it is. I love that move. I think any cutter, but just to do like a flip before it is really impressive.
Cody Cutter. RKO. Diamond Cutter.
That stunner.
That's not a cutter.
I mean, it's a cutter, kind of.
Not really. The Bubba Cutter. 3D.
The 3D. The 3D is a cutter.
1D.
The 1D. No, I guess they're cutters, yeah.
Yeah, they're just elevated cutters. Yeah. Anyways, so that puts Soul into the 6 women, North American ladder match.
With her tag partners in it too. Zarya is already in it, so that's going to be interesting to see.
Next we have Hank and Tank versus Nico Vance and Brooks Jensen. Match ends with the double team move on Hank, and Nico and Brooks get the win. Next segment, I should say that Ricky Sainz comes out, calls out Ethan Page. Instead of Ethan, Lexis King comes out.
This was so stupid.
With the whole segment?
Not the whole segment, but the next who after Lexis King is just dumb. Like I know what they're trying to do, but it's not looking good.
I like what King said that like even though he has the Heritage Cup, he still loves gold.
Yeah.
Just reminded me of like Gold member from Austin. But then Eddie Thorpe comes out, congratulates Saints, but says the title that he has is from the land of his people.
Like it's so like you're taking it from. I understand what they're trying to do, but like professional teams had to change their name from like Indian stuff, and that you're trying to do like this whole like.
But he's doing Native American though.
I mean, it's the same thing.
No, it's not.
It's not, but it's basically the same thing.
Native American is just they're native from the Americas. Indian is they literally gave them the wrong names because they thought they were in India.
All right, Christopher Columbus. I mean,
like, I don't know how a Native American feels. Like,
right, obviously,
I don't obviously, so I can't speak for them. Like, I don't think Indian is necessarily as bad as the other names.
Right.
But I mean, I think Native American is or indigenous people like they'd rather that route. Than,
like it seems like.
But like sports teams, like you're talking about the Washington Redskins, like
right.
That is like a derogatory term for Native American Redskin. Like,
it seems like when he first got there, they did this whole like Native American thing. Then they stopped it. I want to say they stopped it probably because of everything that happened with the Redskins, and now it seems they're bringing that story back.
See, that's weird though because people shift their anger in weird directions.
Right.
So they went at the Redskins, which I get. But then they started going at like the Florida State Seminoles that are a college football team. But like they have a working relationship with like the Seminole tribe.
Right.
And they're like, yo, they're just called us. They're not called anything bad. Like
it's not a derogatory.
Cleveland Indians, they ended up having to change their name to the Guardians. But then like you have the Chicago Blackhawks, which is a hockey team, like but they're okay. That's a Blackhawk is not. It's
right.
Something about the tribe or something about like it's not a derogatory term. So like it's just a really weird, sticky situation, and people just want to get offended at everything.
At every little thing.
I personally believe that the Redskins should have had their name changed. I think it's about time. Like,
maybe no. I don't see any of it, but the Redskins, yeah.
I'm not a person who's like it's history. Like it's football history.
Right. It's not like
okay. It's not. It's not like world history. It's football history. Right. It's cool. They can get a new name. Not a big deal.
Right.
The Indians, I get it. Their mascot did look a little...
just a little
cartoony, racist, but whatever. But like Florida State, the Seminoles, the Blackhawks, a lot of the other teams that the Aztecs... they're just paying more homage to it, and so I think him too. So I don't see him. You know what I mean?
I mean, we're gonna have to see where it goes, but yeah, because they stopped it for probably a good year or two, and now it's starting to come back. I feel like the last couple of weeks it's starting to come back, and now as soon as it came out and he was like, "That title belongs to my people," and I'm like, "Oh no, this is not gonna be." Because we know how bad the IWC already is, and I just feel like this is not going to be. They're just gonna. There's going to be a certain group in there, and they're just going to go overboard with it.
Well, I feel like I feel like you shouldn't dumb down things just because there's dumbass people that watch wrestling.
You're right.
You know what I mean? Like, think about these same people that are going to get offended about that if they grew up watching the Iron Sheik.
Oh God. Yeah.
Or watching when Sergeant Slaughter turned his back on America and started dressing in like Middle Eastern like boots and carrying the flag around.
I remember that.
That man needed real life security.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Like fans weren't offended; they just wanted to kill him.
I don't. It's hard to talk about, but like the JBL Eddie Guerrero stuff when JBL was like Border Patrol and like throwing like there was an indie show where he pins JBL or he pins Eddie and like Eddie's mom was there and he's pointing at Eddie's mom and they're doing the thing with Eddie's mom and Eddie's like, "Yo, get out!" He was like, they were cool. Like Eddie's mom was cool with it. Eddie was cool with it. So JBL started doing it, Eddie's in the ring. And he's like, "Yo, you got to get out of here! Like this crowd is gonna jump and turn. Like we didn't think it was gonna be this bad." And he was another one that had to have like security at some times in some shows.
And it's part of entertainment. It's part of whatever
story.
You watch a movie.
Unfortunately, wrestling is fake. I mean, it's hard to believe.
You watch Inglourious Bastards. I mean, they're talking about Nazis here. It doesn't mean Brad Pitt is endorsing. He was trying to kill them all. But you know what I'm saying? Like, doesn't mean the actors. I don't know them by names right now off the top of the dome. But the actors who represented the Nazis in the movie doesn't mean they're Nazis.
They're not actual Nazis, right?
Yeah, JBL didn't really want to deport all Mexicans. Like,
no, he just wanted to beat up all the ECW guys.
Yeah, he hated ECW guys. They were all different races, so that's fine.
That's fine.
I don't know. I stop being so goddamn sensitive. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
Anyways, that was a big fucking detour.
Yeah, but
look, I even used the F word.
Sometimes like that, it's got to be talked about though, just in case.
I know. They got to understand where we're come from, our beliefs on certain things.
Right. They might not be right, but.
I don't know. I think that we had a pretty good outlook on this.
That was very good. That was very good.
We should be able to talk about these things without arguing,
or being afraid to talk about it,
or trying to be apologetic.
I don't apologize for anything.
For talking about it, no, I'm not gonna apologize. I'm gonna say I'm sorry for not saying I'm sorry.
As soon as you apologize, it means you know you're guilty.
I'm wasting time now because I forgot where I was in the paper. Oh, okay. Anyways, thanks. Appreciate it. So we have Wes Lee versus
I know it.
Inamura.
Is Yoshiki
Inamura. I apologize. I just said I'm never going to say sorry. I apologize for pronouncing your name wrong. Lee ends up getting the win after hitting the cardiac kick. So next we have the 6 women qualifier match. I'm not going to do the whole spiel that I did earlier.
This was a bad ending.
Izzy Dame versus Ren Sinclair. Dame hits a sit-down powerbomb for the win.
This was a bad ending. I don't think that was supposed to end that way.
What's your take?
Did you see it?
Yes.
I think if Izzy Dane didn't realize that Ren was going to kick out, she should have stayed pinning her. They were supposed to kick out. Ren was supposed to kick out. Because she fell back as the ref was still doing 3. And that's when you can even hear Corey Graves go, "Oh my God, no!" Like in the match, it did not look good. I get it; they're still both learning. That's why we. I don't want to say that's why we have NXT, but that's why NXT is there to learn those type of things, especially in front of a crowd. But it just we've seen some botches. That one looked really bad.
Yeah, no, you're right, and that's what NXT is for. Is I don't want to say it's to teach you how to wrestle because most people that go to NXT know how to wrestle.
Right.
And NXT is to teach you how to wrestle the WWE way.
Right. Especially in front of. Granted, I mean, yeah, they're in.
There's 2 different styles, man. WWE and AEW are totally different.
But there's. I don't know if Izzy Dane was. I know Ren Sinclair was in AEW. I don't know if Izzy Dane was. But, like, we know their NXT's filmed at a college?
Full Sail
University. So we know there's maybe, 200 people in the crowd? Not even. But they're training you to get better so that when you get in front of a couple thousand people, you're not doing something like that.
It's just training you the WWE way. I mean, obviously, there's superstars that didn't have to do that.
Right.
AJ Styles, let's give them man the benefit of the doubt. Penta, Rey Fenix, they wrestled all over the world. They
wrestled all over the world.
But even someone like Ricky Saints, like, he's going to get a taste of what it's like to be in the WWE way. Like,
right.
All right, so, like, you got to be able to cut promos, which he don't have a problem with.
No, he doesn't have a problem with that at all.
You got to be able to tell a story and not just go out there and just do a Rey Fenix, Nathan Frazier match. You know what I'm saying? Where there's a bunch of close falls, kickouts, and everything, but you guys can't even talk. Like,
right.
No shade at AEW because that's entertaining too, but they're just 2 different
They're
entities.
They 100% are.
And I'm sure that's fair enough to say.
Yeah.
Without somebody,
I'm sure somebody will have something to say. It's fine.
Offended. I'm going to get a shirt that says I'm offended and just walk around.
Just wear it all the time, no matter what.
All right, so last match of the night was Obafemi, Trick Williams, and Javon Evans versus Dark State, Dion Lennox, Cutler James, and Saquon Sugars. Is it Sugars or Sugars?
I think it's Sugars.
Sugar?
Yeah.
That just sounds weird to me. I like Sugars.
You can say it however you want to say it, man. He's not going to care.
My pronunciation is never the best anyway, so. Did you say he doesn't care about me? That's mean.
Not you.
I'm sure Saquon's a nice guy.
I'm sure he is. I mean, he's my favorite out of the Dark State, so.
Anyways, the match was going on for a little bit. Trick and Femi ended up in each other's face and start fighting.
Of course.
Evans gets triple teamed and Dark State get the win. I was surprised that Dark State got the win.
First of all, that finisher is fucking cool as shit.
It is. It is.
To like throw him up in the air and then to it almost looked like a choke. Like, I don't think it's supposed to be a chokeslam powerbomb. Obviously, it's supposed to be like a powerbomb from the top rope. But it looked like he was like chokeslam powerbombing him. And it just... I feel like they did it to Javon too, because Javon's like, yo man, I could take it. I could also jump when you need me to jump. And it just looked...
He's bouncy.
It just looked cool as shit. I was like, oh man, that was a cool finisher.
So after the match, you had like security trying to break up Oba and Trick, and then I guess Channing Stacks Lorenzo comes up on the screen. Basically, he wants to send a message to Dark State as they celebrate, telling him that messing with the family has severe consequences and challenges him to a match next week.
In the parking lot, which we know is the most dangerous area in all of wrestling.
I kind of like that.
I like that too. I don't know if... It's obviously going to be either another 3-on-3 or they're going to get another person. Because there's also only 3 people in... Oh, good God. Yeah, what if he comes out of like the trunk of a car?
Chuck Palumbo. I'm just thinking of Italians now. I don't know.
It's just...
Santino.
Santino can be whatever he wants.
Santina.
Santina.
Yeah.
She won some kind of title. She won a contest, I think.
Beauty contest. She was gorgeous.
Yeah, she was beautiful.
Oh my God.
As soon as that happened, I was like, oh man. Because they're on the screen and I'm like, they're going to attack from behind. And then as soon as he was like, no, we're meeting in the parking lot next week, I'm like, oh, it's going to be one of those matches.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That's going to be a good match.
Yeah.
That's going to be good. All right, so now that we finished up with all the shows that happened throughout the week,
so now we can go outside.
Now it's time. You went a little prematurely before, but I understand it's happened before.
It's not the first time. It ain't gonna be the last time.
So we're gonna go outside the ropes right now and talk about a little bit of the news that is. Are you okay?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm alright.
A little bit of the news that's happened. So what do you got?
Oh, what do I have?
Yeah,
I have. So as you hinted about, AEW wrestler Darby Allin is starting his Mount Everest climb. Next week on the 15th, it's expected to take it usually takes about 2 months, but they're saying for him and an inexperienced climber, it should take longer. But still, he had it planned once before. He got his foot broke because he got hit by a New York City bus, which is really weird. Yeah, broke his foot, but he's actually doing it. So that, I mean, I'm glad that he's actually doing it. He's been talking about it, so I'm glad it's happening. What else? Do you want to go back and forth, or you just want to...
No, if you wanted to roll with
it. I mean, I got one other AEW... It's not an AEW thing, but it's... Today, April 9th, Jon Moxley and Renee Paquette are celebrating 8 years of marriage.
Look at that.
I wonder if he bled at the wedding.
He bladed at the altar.
He bladed on the cake. He was like, hold on, I don't like it all white. And he just...
Does anybody have an injection? This guy does. This cuts his forehead. So I got what I said in the beginning. Lex Luger went public with him wanting DDP and Sting to induct him into the WWE Hall of Fame.
Because I read something of I don't remember what he said actually, but I remember.
Yeah, so basically DDP, there's no issues. He could be there
because he's back under. I believe he's under. Is he under Lex's contract?
I think so. He's in the video game, so I think so.
Right, and Sting is still. I don't know how, but he's still technically under an AEW contract.
And I did read an article, and I didn't write this down. I read it like right before I came here to shoot this today, but that Tony Khan was actually asked about it.
I saw that. I don't remember what he said, but I remember
he was just like,
it.
They asked him about like what his thoughts were on it. He's just like, oh, I'm not sure. And then he just changed the subject. It's like
he's been and
he is literally. I'm gonna say this, and I know like he is literally acting like Vince DeMort used to act.
He's doing a lot of things. I mean, it's been happening for a couple years. So there used to be on Busted Open every Wednesday they would do like the last half hour. It would be Tony time because he would call in every Wednesday, no matter what was going on, no matter if he had personal stuff going on, no matter if Bully Ray was on, because him and Bully Ray never really... It didn't matter. He would always call in the last half hour. And the last 2+ years he hasn't been. And it's just stuff like this of like, you can see him starting to get like, childish about things. Of just like, hey man, let him go. Like,
yeah, it's Sting.
It's Sting.
Like, you had zero to do with
Sting's
career.
Sting's not on TV. He might be under contract still, but he's not doing anything.
But what I mean, the entity of Sting
has nothing to do with you.
Had nothing to do with you.
You didn't invent Sting. You didn't create Sting. You didn't make Sting a thing.
Sting is an ECW thing and a TNA thing.
A what thing?
WCW thing. See? I make mistakes. But, yeah, you had nothing to do with him. You just let him, like, come there and finish his career, which is great.
Yeah, which we're all thankful for.
But literally, like, if Lex wants him there, why not? Like, why do you gotta be like
just
that?
let him go. Stop. I don't know what your issue is anymore, but stop doing it and just let him go. It's not. He's not going there permanently. He's going there to induct one of his best friends.
That's it. He's gonna say a little bit of a speech, and that's
it.
Nothing.
That's it. Because, well, I mean, I guess that's back when because he had Bully Gunn. He had Billy Gunn there. He let Billy Gunn go in the beginning.
Yeah, and then Hunter made those comments.
Vince will buy that little piss-ass company just to fire you again. That was funny.
He probably could have.
He probably could.
No, actually, Tony Khan's dad is, like, mad rich, though. Shad Khan.
Yeah, but Shad's not the owner, though.
No, but he's Tony's dad.
Yeah.
He's the dude who owns the Jaguars.
Yeah, and some FC team.
Yeah. So he got more than Vince money.
He probably does have more than Vince money.
They don't have more than TKO money, but they got...
No, but yeah. Maybe that's what it is, too. Maybe the whole TKO thing. Because he was okay with it before. I mean, even when Sami Zayn joked about it, he never really made like a thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, just burn your bridges with one of the biggest entertainment fighting companies in the world.
Hey, that's happening a lot lately, so burning bridges. So next, I'll go with Cody Rhodes and Wheatley Vodka extended their contract. Who we do want to try. We do want to get Wheatley Vodka, not the company on, but we want to get a bottle on and try.
We're gonna buy the company together, actually.
But that means that the Wheatley branded show, What Do You Want to Talk About with Cody, is going to return. I liked that show. I love that show. That was I like that better than Stephanie's Places, which we just watched the last episode of, and it's just I feel like the other show, there's more stuff that they talk about that we didn't know.
No, Cody just like literally asked you about your life.
I love the Him and Our Truth one. The Him and Our Truth one was great.
Yeah, we want to do that eventually. We want to get
a bunch of like wrestler
drinks, food, sports drinks.
The cookbook.
It could be
the WWE cookbook.
There's a WWF cookbook from years ago that I want to get. And then, like, once in a while, make something out of that cookbook.
We even have someone that's going to volunteer to come and try the food.
We have a volunteer to eat the food. And once you meet them, you'll understand why. But, I mean, if, you put yourself over this whole episode, I got to put myself over.
You're a cook. No, that's fine.
I think I'm one hell of a cook. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I could throw down in the kitchen. So, I think that'd be fun, though.
No, that would be.
We make something out of cookbook and, but we also want to get stuff like the vodka, like the Broken Skull beer.
Was it Terramina?
I've already had that. That's good.
Unfortunately, because it's part of it, we have to get the real American beer.
That's like probably like piss in a can.
I drink Prime every week, but Prime's going to be on there.
Yeah. We'll taste test. We'll just buy a bunch of them and just tell you which one's better.
Yeah.
Because obviously,
Zoa, is that what it is? Zoa, the Rocks.
The Rocks energy.
I've heard it's gotten better. When it first came out, it did not.
No, it's not bad now.
When it first came out, it was bad.
Doesn't Ric Flair have an energy drink?
I don't know if it's still around, but he has energy drink. I don't know if
Ric Flair got weed now too.
Does he?
No, we're not testing that. We're not testing that.
He did. I don't know if he still has it or not, but because it was when he was under contract with them, it was like an AEW sponsor, the Woo energy drink. But he also has a vodka, I think.
Of course, he would have a vodka. What?
Anyways, I think it's based off like the I think it's like Four Horsemen vodka or something.
That's something that we have planned in the future. I don't know why you said that. Just made me want to go on a rant. This little episode is just like foreshadowing our future.
That's fine. That's we're giving hints so people can keep watching.
I want to draw you in. I want to make you
like one of my French girls.
Like let's pause. Like I think we just learned something new about you today.
Draw me like one of your French
girls.
Yeah,
now I get it. Oh.
Did you not understand?
No, I thought you just had a thing for French girls now.
No, I get kicked out of French class. No. So.
Oui.
Yeah. Cody Rhodes was on, I don't even know what podcast or show it was, but he talked about, which obviously a lot of wrestling fans know, they give you two titles. They give you the Road title and they give you the TV title because the TV title is
they keep on them.
But one of them is lighter and more. The TV title is more flashy, but the road title or like the
one where they
the
carry
meet and greet title is heavier, and the one for TV is more. I think it's more shinier, so it like reflects better on TV or something. But regardless, Cody doesn't do it. All he does is carry the one run that he won from Roman last year. He doesn't take both with him. He just takes the one that he won at Mania, which is kind of funny.
That man, I've never seen a man more proud of a title than
No. I've never. I do like how some people in the beginning were trashing him for the way he carries it, but I like how he carries it almost like, kind of like a briefcase of like, hey, I'm proud of this.
Watch any old wrestling.
That's how they hold it. That's how they hold it. And even he didn't have it for long, but Ethan Page when he had the NXT title was carrying it the same exact way.
Dude, look at the wrestlers that still wipe their feet before they get in the ring. Cody kisses the mat. Like, it's some things that are in the business that just stick with you forever.
I think 98% of wrestlers wipe their feet before getting in the ring.
Not all of them, but you see people like
because that's not even.
You have Cody.
Oh, I don't remember who was doing it. Somebody had an interview. That's not even a respect thing. That's more of just a hey, I'm walking through the back and there can be whatever random stuff on my boots that we don't want in the ring.
Well, yeah, but then there's some people like that just run in there and just go nuts.
Bleed everywhere. Moxley.
Damn, we're talking a lot about bleeding.
We gotta be careful.
You and your French girls.
What the?
All right.
Oh boy.
What else you got?
I have the WWE ID Championships will be open to all indie wrestlers once the initial champions are crowned, which is really cool. It'll be on any indie show, and if any non WWE ID prospect wins it, they'll automatically be awarded an ID contract. Which that's really cool.
I want to see Cardona win it.
I would love to see.
That
Cardona
would be hilarious.
I would love to see Cardona win it.
See, we should be bookers.
Not T.
No, I don't got dreads.
I don't have dreads either.
No.
I can't do the spinneroonie.
Hi. I can do half of a spinneroonie.
Yeah, this part.
Yeah, that's it. That's the only half. I saw in the news that Kelly reportedly signed a Legends deal.
I saw that. Did you see? She also said, I don't know if it's in the same interview. She talked about how she got her name Vince got it from like Cheers. Because there was a girl on there that was Kelly, and I guess on Cheers when everybody walks in, they're like, "Hey, whatever." I guess when she would walk in, everyone would be like, "Hey, Kelly," and that's how he got her name. That's so stupid, but like, okay, I guess I understand.
I guess it makes sense.
I don't know. Barbie Blank is a good name. Like, that's actually a cool name. No. It's better than Kelly.
Barbie Blank.
It's better than Kelly. Don't talk about one of my future ex-wives.
What if it was Kelly Blank?
I think Blank for her last name is cool.
Barbie's a...
I would... Kelly, I don't know.
I can't picture naming, like, my daughter Barbie. I had a daughter named Barbie. I had a son named Ken. Like, what? Like, I had no creativity.
Speaking of Ken, they just made a LeBron James Ken doll. I saw it this morning on Twitter.
So what happens when you take it out of the package? The first time you play with it, it just falls. It just falls. Once a foul.
That's what he does this right, and every time it opens it up.
It comes with the make your own free throw line.
So to go along with my previous thing about WWE ID, Izzy Morano, who we all know as the, original Bayley fan. She was always in the NXT crowd she always had the bow in her hair. Bayley was always one hugging her. She is getting an opportunity from WWE ID as a prospect to potentially be involved in the tournament, which is really cool. Yeah. She put up a video saying all this stuff, and WWE ID tweeted right back, "Hey, you're not in the tournament, but we're going to give you this match against a WWE ID prospect. We'll see how it goes. Maybe we'll bring you into the tournament." That'd be really cool, because I would love to see her versus Bayley at a WrestleMania. I think that would be something that a lot of like old school NXT fans would really like.
Yeah, I like that. I have that Rusev was spotted at the WWE headquarters.
I heard he's already under contract.
Well, the article that I read didn't say that he was already under contract, but it did say that he was there all day and he did like photo shoots and stuff. So in my mind, I'm just like, oh, well,
he's back. Signed. Yeah, maybe that's the one against Orton.
No, it's going to be Alistair.
It has to be Alistair, man.
It has to be.
It has to be Alistair. The the vignette from last week, you could almost hear his old music in it. Like near the end. I really hope he comes back with his old music. His old I don't know if I'm gonna call it a casket, but the way he would always just like rise up out of it. Platform, yeah. That was I would always love it. I remember being at I don't think you were at me at that, Rob. I remember watching them wheel it out, and I was like, "Oh man, Alex was coming out next," and it was amazing to see.
No, it wasn't me.
That was way before. That was probably way before our time.
Wow, that was before us.
That's before us.
Who were you with? No, I'm kidding. I
don't even know. It might have been myself. I've gone to a couple shows by myself because I used to be a loner. Shocking. I used to be a loner. A wrestling fan used to be a loner. Can you believe that?
Oh, so that's why we're friends?
Probably.
Just so you don't have to go to wrestling shows alone?
Yeah, that's why. I invite you to wrestling shows.
Huh?
Yeah, I invite you. Wouldn't even go to wrestling shows. You would go to wrestling shows alone?
No.
Exactly.
I have this weird anxiety and fear about doing things alone.
Doing places alone?
Yeah. Going places alone. I don't know. Like, I can't go out to eat alone.
I can. I don't have a problem with that.
I can't go to a wrestling show or a concert alone.
I shouldn't say I'm maybe like, I don't know, 3 or 4
I feel like everyone's staring at me. And they know, like, yo, that
dude's there by himself.
He's by himself.
He's over there by himself.
No one likes him. He smells like licorice and mothballs.
That's disgusting.
I know. And I never smelled like that before, but that's what I think they're thinking about me.
What kind of combination is licorice and mothballs?
That's what goes up here, right here. That's what goes through his head on a daily basis.
Yeah, that's probably not the greatest thing to talk about.
Nope, not at all.
What else do you have for the news?
I just saw that JD McDonough and Kairi Sane are both very close to returning. So,
did you see the Ilya thing? They're saying he's not coming back till like September.
I did not see that.
That I want to say with Ilya that he's not cleared till maybe like September to come back. That's so long.
Oh wow!
Because I feel like he was just like back in the ring training.
What was his injury again?
Did he have a concussion? No, he didn't have a concussion. No.
I know JD's obviously.
Obviously, we all
his
remember
lungs.
JD's,
Kairi Sane's was an arm injury.
Maybe it was a knee or something. But yeah, seeing like especially all these guys and then reading he wasn't coming back till September, I was like, wow, that's yeah. So right before the show, we did watch last week's Stephanie's Places. Like the first episode. The only thing that I thought was cool from it, or that I didn't know from it, is stunning Steve Austin.
Austin? You almost said Austin.
Did I really? Yeah. Stunning Steve Austin babysat Cody backstage at WCW, which was kind of cool because he would just be like, "Hey, you good? Everything okay?" And he would just keep coming back and forth.
He bestowed the knowledge upon Cody. He went from studying to dashing.
Oh,
see
look at you.
That's what else runs through his head.
Wow,
just self-loathing and wrestling memes. That's it. That's all I got. Yeah.
So the other thing, I watched Samoa Joe I almost called it Impulsive. I do it almost every week on Impulsive with Chris Van Vliet.
You just said Impulsive.
Yeah, but I almost say Impulsive.
That's because you got Logan Paul in your mind, running around all the time.
My God.
Probably half naked.
The Stallone sisters were on this one. I didn't get to watch it yet, but...
Oh, my God.
So, obviously, Samoa Joe was a gimmick name. He wasn't going to keep it, but everyone told him that he should. I didn't know this. He was the first guy from TNA to show up in WWE. Before, I knew before AJ, but before Eric Young and Bobby Roode and whoever else from NXT.
Yeah.
He regrets hitting TJ with the Muscle Buster, and he was going to change it after that. But TJ was like, no, that's your move. Don't change it because of me. But he still, looks at TJ and feels bad for what he did.
Well, yeah, I mean...
And that was 10,
It's a wrestling business.
Ago? Right.
You know things are going to happen, but obviously Samoa is not an unsafe worker, so...
No, we know he's not an unsafe worker. So the hallway... We all know in NXT when he's walking through the hallway and he pushes the certain guy, we all know the guy to be MJF now. That was just an improv thing that he did because they shot that a couple times. And then one time he realized that all the security guards were from Creative Pro, Brian Myers' company. So he was like, oh, I'm just going to pick one guy and shove it. And it's just funny that it was MJF because later on, MJF did to him in AEW. And it was just a funny thing because he's like, no, I just decided to do it, and it just happened to be him.
I love those backstage things with security or random workers, and they end up being like
the Sean Spears thing with HBK. What's your name? Oh, what?
Oh, he said Sean, and And he's like, no. And then he called him
No,
something
but
else.
yeah, but in the thing, he was like, Shawn Michaels was like, what's your name? And he's like, Stan? He's like, see Stan, and then he super kicks him.
Yeah.
So the second time when he got fired from WWE is when he got a call from his friend from Hollywood about trying out for Sweet Tooth. So he kind of sees it as a blessing of getting fired. He did say he would do, if there wasn't such an amazing amount of people in AEW, he would go back to commentary in AEW once he's done doing whatever in his career. The last thing I learned from that, I knew he had a couple voiceovers in video games, but he's a gladiator in a Lord of the Rings game. He plays Abrams in a Valve first-person shooter game called Deadlock. Obviously, I mean, I don't know if you know, but you can see from the trailer, there's a video game, a pirate, like a pirate Yakuza in a Hawaii game. He's like one of the bosses in it, and it's literally him. It's not like, I think it looks like Samoa Joe just in a Hawaiian shirt, but he's Raymond Law in that. He was doing some other ones that he didn't want to talk about or he couldn't talk about, but he's like really excited to do voiceovers in video games, which is really cool.
Yeah. At least he has a passion after his
career.
Yeah.
Because they talked about when he's retiring. He knows, but he didn't say when. But it's because AJ recently talked about it. Seth recently talked about it. Swerve tweeted about it. Like it's really weird seeing all these guys that not even that we grew up with, but have been wrestling recently that they already know when they're going to retire, and you're like, oh man, like. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to say it's scary, but knowing what's in NXT that they're not. I mean, now they're starting to get indie guys, but knowing that a lot of them at NXT are those next in line, like college athletes, you're like, is it really going to be like?
Well, see, that was like a Vince thing, and then they kind of switched it back now.
But I think they're still kind of doing it.
It's a Vince DeMore.
Jada Parker.
You need a mix between the both.
You do need a mix between the both, but I feel like it needs to be like maybe like a 60-40 indie thing to athletes.
To be fair, a lot of indie wrestlers are old too.
Oh, I did see. I don't have this in the news, but I just remember it. The Legends of Future Greats show that's on A&E. Evander Holyfield's son is on it. I can't think what his name is, but Undertaker chewed his ass out for having earrings and a necklace on during the match. He was like, "Your match was good, but all I could concentrate on was your earrings and your necklace." He's like, "If I was in there with you, I would have ripped your earrings out in the middle of the match." Like, what are you talking about, Taker? Like,
I I love Undertaker and all, but a lot of.
Then somebody said, so I saw that on, I think on TikTok, and somebody shared it with but didn't Undertaker wrestle one time with an eyebrow piercing? And I'm like, Undertaker with an eyebrow piercing?
Yeah, he did.
So like he did it, but he did it. So how can you?
But like you have a lot of people like
right.
I'm trying to think off the top of the head, and I don't want to sound stupid, but like Montez has his ear pierced, right?
How many
with a grill now?
How many female wrestlers wrestle with their ears pierced, their belly button pierced?
I mean, you have Gigi Dolan; she has facial piercings,
right? I think Cora Jade does too. I think Cora Jade has lip piercings. But there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of weird things going on that show because Undertaker talked about that. I think the week before.
Did you see when Gunther was on?
And he ripped Xena. I think her name is Xena Steel.
No, and he made that comment to Undertaker, and it was like, I thought with you being his coach, dude, they would know how to be more of a badass.
Oh no, I didn't see that.
You didn't see that?
There's some weird things going on.
Watch that clip.
Show. I saw a clip.
Undertaker was just like, at first I wanted to say something, but then after I realized he's right. But if Gunther's telling you something, first of all, I don't care if you're the Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, Ric Flair, or whatever, I'm being big. Yes, Ring General. Yes, Ring General says.
Yes, champ. I think it's last week, Xena Steel and another girl had a match, and Mickie James is like, I loved the match, but you guys need to change your outfit because all I can focus on was your asses, and girls' asses shouldn't be out during the match.
You just called out the entire women's division.
Exactly. You just called out Rhea Ripley because she literally like pulls it up even more. I think she did on purpose after that. But like, that's another thing of like, Mickie, you did that. How can you call somebody out for something you did?
Technically, Mickie was in porn.
Technically. But like, Taker calling somebody off for wearing ear, like, yeah, I think you're right. I think Tez wrestles with the grill in.
Yeah.
I think Bianca, she doesn't have a full grill, but she has like 2 or 3 like little pieces in. But how many people wrestle with jewelry on that? Like,
I mean, AJ used to always wear that black necklace.
Right.
It wasn't like big, but it was always
right.
Yeah.
Like I don't. It's not distracting me by you wearing a necklace or earrings. Like, I don't care.
No.
I get it, maybe because you're trying to show them to do whatever, but it was just weird to me of him being like...
It's more of an old school wrestling point of view. Like the old heads.
He had a fucking piercing in. And the funny thing is, Bully Ray right afterwards is like, I agree with Undertaker. He's like, I would have ripped him right out of your ears in the match. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure you wore a necklace your entire time as Bully Ray in TNA.
So you're telling me is someone like Bully Ray and the Undertaker, if they wrestled against Kurt Angle and he had his ears pierced, you're going to rip him out of his ears?
Or if he had a shiny mouthpiece and you're going to yank the mouthpiece out of his mouth?
Or if Brock Lesnar came in with a big chain on, you're going to rip his chain off?
Probably.
Because they'll probably rip your head off.
That's what it sounds like. It was just really weird.
I know you hate Brock, but let's be honest. In real life.
No, yeah. I mean, look at the him and Strowman thing.
Did you hear
that he retired and then didn't retire?
No, did you hear what Drew said? There was some clip of an article that Drew made a comment.
He was on some, not even like, I don't want to say it this way because it sounds bad. He wasn't even on like a big podcast. So the podcast is called like My Mom's Basement.
I guess he made a comment about Brock and said, "Oh yeah, Brock just reminds me if you take a gorilla and shave it." I'm like, what?
He said that he called like some of these newer wrestlers like they're just being like pussies and stuff. And I was like, Drew, like, okay,
I love Drew.
What's going on here?
I love Drew.
He got glass in his eye and now he's saying whatever he wants to.
He got the eye patch. He's more of a villain now.
He's a pirate now.
Yeah, all right. So that's what we got for the news. Do we have anything up? Anything else that's going on?
So before the promos, we do have a shout out. We had a comment last week from Jared. It's just super cool to see you guys doing this. Keep up the good work. We're never stopping. We do appreciate it.
Yes, we appreciate you. definitely for checking us out and the words of encouragement, no doubt.
We're not going to talk about the other one, but we talked about it last week, but then I may have further pushed the problem of the comment from a certain person.
Yeah.
I may have, gotten into my head a little bit. I was like, nah, you know what? We're going to push it back.
We're not even going to give the negativity any light. You know why?
Why?
That's why.
Yeah. So, do you have a promo for this week?
You
do because of what happened yesterday.
What happened? Oh, what, the furniture thing?
Yeah. There you go.
You're right.
Why do I always give you your promo?
You're right. I don't know because you know what? I was just enjoying the podcast, and as we're talking and discussing wrestling that we love,
we forget everything else.
I forget the negative shit.
Yeah.
But okay, I got a little something. So. Big businesses. I'm not going to name the name of this business just because, I don't want to get into a whatever.
We'll just say brick and mortar big business. Maybe that'll...
So when you have customers paying upwards of $3,000 for furniture, can we inspect the damn shit before it goes out? Not only did we order a bedroom suit and get a broken...
Can I put the pictures in?
And get a broken dresser the first time.
Facial. Let's just say the first time it was
all on the outside, like superficial damage.
That's not facial, superficial. That's
facial.
The word, yes. Relax.
Wrong channel.
Relax.
You did redeem yourself. You gave us a new one. See, the funny thing about that is when we get a new one, we expect to use it.
I feel like it was even worse than the first one.
Because this time, the freaking brackets on the inside where the drawer slides in and out, A, half the screws are missing. B, the ones that aren't missing are in the holes, but it's stripped. So...
You could say the pull-out game is very bad for that.
Oh, there ain't no pull-out game. There's none. If I pull it out, it's dropping. Go ahead and make a joke out of that, because I don't know where I'm going with it. But the fact of the matter is, now, literally, I have all my clothes in freaking garbage bags.
I mean, if they're cowboy shirts, it's
fine. Your body will be in the next bag next to it. You want to keep this shit up. I'll fit you one of your ass. I'll fit your ass right in one of the damn drawers.
You have to get a big one.
Anyways, yeah, I'm living out of a garbage bag right now because I ain't got no damn dresser. Why? Because of your incompetence. How hard is it? How hard is it to literally inspect something? It's a damn dresser. You know how to inspect it? Ready? Easy. Ready? Look. Drawers open, close. Revolutionary, isn't it? Look at that. I just reinvented the freaking wheel. Inspect your shit. Stop sending out broken stuff. Now, keep in mind, they are sending a new one out.
Yes, but how long is this going to take now?
Well, first they tried to send it out on Friday, but at work, so can't do that.
Oh, this was... Did you not... Did you tell me yesterday it was broke?
Yeah, I called them.
But you found out Friday it was broke.
No, I called them yesterday. It was broke. They said they could bring one out on Friday.
I thought you meant this one was supposed to come Friday.
No,
okay,
no.
Never mind. I got you.
So I have to wait till next Tuesday.
Why couldn't you do it on Friday? Because
I'm at work, bro.
But Amy's not. Oh, I forgot. Never mind. Also, to go along with that, for the arrival time to be 6 a.m. to 11 a.m.
Yeah. So this one that just came, the arrival time was like 4 p.m. to 7 p.m.
What company is 6 a.m. is your estimated time to bring furniture? I'm still sleeping in the old bed while you're bringing the new bed in.
Yeah, you literally better transport me from the old bed into the new bed without waking me up. If you're coming at 6 a.m., that's all I'm saying. Now, keep in mind that they are righting the wrong and giving me the new one, like obviously, because we bought the thing with it.
Right.
But what if we didn't? What if we didn't buy the guarantee?
That's not your fault, though. I could see if a week later it fell.
But what about all the people in the world that don't buy that warranty because it's like, oh, I'm not going to need it? Are they going to get screwed? Check your shit. Why are you sending out broken stuff? That's all I'm saying.
Right.
There's no need.
No.
No.
I agree with you.
And two, you know what pisses me off? Car maintenance. And this is just a small one. But God fucking damn it. Getting your goddamn car inspected and spending all this goddamn money every year.
That's crazy.
Bull.
Yeah. Tires are... I don't understand why tires are so expensive.
Why tires? Why everything's so expensive?
I feel like if your old tires aren't that bad, you should be able to do like a GameStop thing. Trade your old tires in towards the price of the new tires. Because you can... I guarantee you a lot of old tires, they're sending back to get retreaded.
Threaded?
They're just getting them retreaded, which is saving somebody money somewhere, but not the person trading it, not the person giving those tires off.
It doesn't save us anything.
No,
it
costs more to get those tires taken off.
Just gets that's it. That was my week. Fighting with a furniture store and, talking myself off the ledge after bringing my car to the shop. So, how about you? What do you got? Do you got anything?
I don't want to get too far into my promo, but let's just say once you burn a bridge, don't fucking try to build that bridge back up. And once that bridge burns down and all the little connecting pieces go along with it and you realize what that one bridge is holding together, don't fucking try to come back and rebuild that bridge because it's not going to be there. And if it does come back, it's not going to come back the way it was.
You know what also helps bridges when they're burning?
What's that?
Broken furniture that you shouldn't be sending to customers. Put it in the damn fire. Burn that bridge.
I thought you were going to say Miller's afterwards helps a broken bridge, but...
Well, that helps. That helps mend a broken bridge.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I'm saying adds fuel to the fire.
Adds fuel to the fire. So, yeah, that's all. Just,
I agree with that, too.
Be careful when you blow a bridge up because... that bridge is going to watch everything else burn and sit there with s'mores on the fire.
And just think because the bridge is gone, you can use the off-ramp because guess what? That might be closed too.
Not going to work. There's a detour on the off-ramp. But thank you. We do appreciate you being here with the... I had a feeling it was going to be a long episode. I warned you guys. There was extra stuff going on. I feel like the next couple weeks is going to be a lot of long episodes with the way wrestling is. That's not a bad thing. A little behind the scenes. I don't know this... I wasn't told this personally, but I know someone that has a manager that YouTube does want longer videos like this. So we are, in the beginning we were like, hey, we're going to keep it under an hour. But now learning that YouTube wants longer videos and helps better. Sure, we'll sit here all day and talk about whatever.
Yeah, don't worry. If you don't want to listen to us, you could just mute us. That's fine.
You could just mute
also,
us.
Closed captioning, you can help to read and...
Oh, there's another... Oh, I don't want to talk... Closed captioning is another promo all on its own.
Why?
There's certain times when you're watching... a movie. Let's say you're watching a movie with closed captioning on. Yeah. The closed captioning is faster than what's being said on TV.
Stop fronting. You can't read that fast.
I'm not saying first of all, I hate closed captioning because it distracts the shit out of me.
When you have kids,
I understand this.
You need closed captioning because you can't hear a damn thing.
But
I can't watch shit without closed captioning now.
When closed captioning is on and let's say you're watching a movie you've never watched before and they're about to say who the killer is, and closed captioning says it 30 seconds before the actual movie says it, it's ruining the movie. Closed captioning is ruining the movie.
No.
Or there's a lot of times when where it is on the screen, it's blocking the important part of the screen going on.
It's like literally at the bottom of the screen. What's important now?
What if they're watching
What, you trying to catch a nipple or something like that?
No, what if they're watching the playback of something from a robbery or whatever, and the closed caption is blocking the video that you can't see the video going on.
First of all, the video should be in the middle of the screen, not on the bottom.
I don't know what I watched this week where they started talking about closed captioning, but this is I'm watching this.
You were watching videos of your French girls, weren't you?
I was.
It was French in the closed captioning.
I didn't understand either. I had it on French and English, and I didn't understand either. So
that's okay. Yeah, those videos you don't read.
Closed captioning just needs to be a little more careful. That's all.
I have nothing against it. Actually, it's a lifesaver for me. That's all I'm saying.
I know a lot of people that use it because they have rambunctious kids everywhere.
Rambunctious?
Yeah.
I just pulled a thing out of my daughter's folder.
Whoa.
That was like a career thing. It was like hot air balloon, like paper. You know what I mean? Like
okay.
A cutout of a hot air balloon. I just couldn't think of the name hot air balloon. So like
wait. Where does career and hot air balloon?
No idea. So I pulled it out, right? And on the bottom, it says singer. That's what I deal with on a daily basis. Her singing at the top of her lungs.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
Yes, I know this.
So how do I watch a movie?
I'm saying I'm agreeing with you. Closed captioning needs to be a little bit better.
No. Maybe you have to read a little bit.
I don't like having closed captioning on because it distracts me from trying to.
Trying to what?
Watch the TV. It distracts.
What are you doing when watching a movie?
Watching the movie, but when there's closed captioning on, I'm trying to read it and then watch the movie, and I can't. It distracts me from both. Listen, I get distracted from the wiper blades being really fast sometimes in the car. Okay.
Do you just sit there like this?
I do. I watch them when they're really really fast. I'll watch the wiper blades.
You're like a cat.
I have ADD, man. Leave me alone.
Next week, I'm gonna bring a.
I have ADD. Now you're calling out all the ADD people.
I'm gonna put a laser pointer and just see if you swat against the wall on it.
No, I won't do all that. But
are you trying to get me canceled, saying I'm calling out the ADD people?
You just added too many D's.
I don't care. ADTD, whatever.
Now you're calling out security companies?
Fuck them.
We have to go. Thank you for following us. Thank you for watching this long ass video with us and everything going on and listening to us just, randomly talk at the end of the video like always. Yeah. But always, like, comment, subscribe, share with any other wrestling fans. Any close wrestling fans. We are going to a little trivia night in 2 weeks that maybe we'll see you guys at.
Yeah.
That I just totally remembered.
You just totally remembered?
Sometimes I forget about that until like the day it happens, and I'm like, oh man, we're supposed
first
to
of all, if we don't win that trivia night, there's something wrong.
I'm going to be ashamed if we get one question wrong. I'm going to be ashamed.
If we lose,
this is done. This is over with.
The parking lot of that establishment is going to turn into the NXT parking lot, and we're fighting somebody because we're not losing.
We can't lose.
No,
we can't lose. I'm going to call it right now. We can't lose that night.
We will win. Fast forward to 2 weeks when we sit here and say,
when we're both like this.
We got smoked.
Well, this is the last episode because, we lost.
We just see a group of people walk in with just beards on their necks. And it's like, oh, no.
And they smell like armpits.
Oh, no. They smell like Mountain Dew Code Red and desperation. That's all. Look at their fingers and
their fingers?
Their fingers are orange like Cheetos.
Oh my god.
They'll beat us.
That'll be terrible.
You know what? We're done rambling.
They have medium shirts on when they should have a triple X.
We're not done rambling.
Now we're done rambling. I just had to throw that one in. Now we're done rambling.
Now we're done rambling. Thank you everybody once again. And we'll see you guys next week.
Later. Welcome back to the DD Talk Wrestling Weekly Rewind.
We're going to go through this past week's events in wrestling. We're going to also hit some news. So stay tuned. We got an update on who will be Lex Luger. Shit. I had it.
Welcome back to the D&D Talk Wrestling Weekly Rewind.
Where we go.